Tushar Gandhi, to you first. Do you see this as an attempt to, in a way, whitewash Godse's crime or change the events leading up to Gandhi's assassination and its aftermath?
Rajdeep, you must understand that after murdering Bapu for 75 years, they have carried on a campaign of misinformation to justify that murder.
Who's
now
they?
that they have the ability to
Who's the
rewrite
they?
history, the ideology that got Bapu murdered, the RSS. I'm not mincing my words, but the ideology that got Bapu murdered has very successfully spread misinformation about which justifies that murder. Now, when they have the ability to change history, they're erasing the basic points in history which substantiate the truth of Bapu's murder. So it becomes convenient that for in the future, the kind of intellect that will be produced will not have a basis in reality and truth, and it will be better for them and more convenient for them to pass off their lies. And so this is not a standalone thing. This is a part of an ongoing campaign that has been on for 75 years.
So you're calling it part of an ongoing political project in a way to somehow or the other almost dilute Nathuram Godse's crime. You want to respond to that, Rajat Sethi, that this is part of a larger political project, according to Tushar Gandhi, that the RSS has had over the years?
Rajdeep ji, I think the only structured political project which was ever taken on Indian education system was under Nurul Hassan, under the watch of Indira Gandhi. It's a well-established fact, and we have all seen the effects of that interventions made under his tutelage has had effects even till date. That's point number one. Number two, insinuating and trying to accuse an organization wherein no courts who have tried this case over and over again have established a clear linkage should not be presented as if there is an indirect association. I think it is wrong, and I think something like this should not be part of a curriculum offered to the students. Another thing that you conveniently did not mention actually, was that in one of the lines in NCERT, it was written, a Brahman Nathuram Godse murdered Gandhi. Isn't it bizarre when you go on and on saying that Muslims should be dealing with any act of terrorism, and herein NCERT books clearly targeted one community by mentioning them and associating and stapling it with the name of Nathuram Godse. So there were certain blatant errors which had to be removed, and I still believe it is too less. More such corrections and more such idiosyncrasies which have come in because of whims and fancies of certain left ideologies who joined hands with Indira Gandhi only at the condition that they could influence our school books. Those things should be undone, and sooner the better. I'll
come to the left versus right later on, but it's interesting, and I want to tell our viewers this. In the Times of India, when I was working there in the late 80s, there was a big newspaper on the day after Gandhi was assassinated which said Brahmin from Pune and named Nathuram Godse as a Brahmin from Pune. Now that's been removed, as Rajat just said. Instead, it now says assassin who surrendered was Nathuram Godse. Surely, Tushar Gandhi, you'll have no problem with that. Why should Godse be identified only purely as a Brahmin? So some aspects surely need to be changed.
It wasn't just Nathuram Godse. All the accused in the Gandhi murder case were Brahmins from Pune, and there is no harm in mentioning that. It does not mean that we are accusing all the Brahmins, but all the accused in the Gandhi murder were Brahmins. It is even if you look at the charge sheet and FIRs filed, you will notice that what I have said is true, and so there is no harm in mentioning that. That does not imply that we brand the whole community as being murderers of Mahatma.
It very much does, sir. It very much
does not. It does not. Absolutely does not.